You may have seen that Mel Gibson was interviewed by Joe Rogan last week, and among other things, they talked about Gibson's long-awaited sequel to his 2004 film, The Passion of the Christ. That one focused on Jesus' death. This one's going to be about the resurrection. Rogan asked whether Mel was consulting with historians, and this was his answer.
Well, I regard the Gospels as history. It's verifiable history. Some people say, "Oh, it's a fairy tale." He never existed, but he did.
Hey all, I'm Katie Turner, PhD in the New Testament, Second Temple Judaism, and their reception in film. As a thought experiment, let's just accept what Mel Gibson said, that the Gospels are entirely historically verifiable. Film, however, is an auditory and visual medium, and the Gospels are just not. They leave out a lot of the detail that we encounter on screen. They don't describe the settings, there's no descriptions of landscape, the architecture, or anything like that. They don't tell us what the people look like. How old was Mary? What about Mary Magdalene or Peter? How tall was Jesus? What color was his hair? What did they wear? Did the women veil? Did Jesus have a beard? What language did any of them speak? Did they know Greek, the common language at the time, the language that the Gospels were written in, or only Aramaic? And what about Hebrew? When they listened to music, what did that sound like? What instruments were played? What kind of food did they eat? We get some small details here and there that answer parts of these questions. We know about the Sea of Galilee, for example, but we know nothing about what the surrounding vegetation or towns were like. A filmmaker has to make creative decisions to fill in all of these missing details. They'll have to choose a location to film in, they'll have to cast performers, costume them, make hair and makeup choices, they'll commission a soundtrack. A director concerned with history could consult with historians to get advice on all of these details because we have the information from other sources. That advice could then help inform their creative decisions. Or a filmmaker could evade the question entirely and act as if they aren't adding considerably to what the source material tells us. Make no mistake, even with good historical advice, creative decisions are always coming first. No movie will ever be entirely historically accurate. Some movies are just grounded in history better than others.